The other day I heard someone say on a group coaching call, when I'm stressed about money, my creativity gets blocked. And I thought it was so interesting because so many people struggle with creativity, and I wanted to know why it was the case in this situation. So I did a bunch of research and came up with a great answer as to why this happens, and I'm spilling all the tea for you in this episode. Plus, I'm gonna share a 4-step process that you can use to get out of that money stress space and into the creative flow space. Because the way I see it is, if this woman said that her creativity gets blocked when she's stressed about money, I know other entrepreneurs are saying it too. Maybe even you. Hi, friend. Welcome to the Creative Minute, a podcast for the entrepreneur who's obsessed with personal growth, creativity, and marketing strategy. My name is Shauna, and I am a super nerd about all things content and entrepreneurship. In this space, we are sharing stories, tips, and actionable steps that will help you get more creative and have more fun with content creation. I'm all about making content fast and easily so that you can crush your visibility goals and actually move the needle in your business. Plus, we'll talk about how to chase after the best and most authentic version of yourself in your life, business, relationships, and more. So pull up a seat and let's have a brunch-style chat and break things down in a way that feels easy so you can focus more on doing the things that you actually love and want to spend your time doing. Let's get into it. Hi friend, welcome back to the Creative Minute. I'm Shauna Yurko, let's go. So let's approach this like I am your video coach and you are my client. But first, before we get into our creative conversation, we've got our something cool, something weird, something lame segment. This is a segment that, if you know me at all, you know I'm going to entertain you even while you learn. And plus, I just think people take life too seriously sometimes, and the more things we can laugh about, the better. Okay, so my something cool. I had the chance to go film a marketing video for Amber Lily Estrom recently. And on the way there, I flew from Denver to Boston and then took an Uber down to New Hampshire where she is located. And my something cool, weird, and lame all have to do with that airport trip. So my something cool is on the way out there, mentally preparing for this awesome trip that is about to happen. And also when I'm going to film an event like this, there's a million things that are happening at once, and I have to make sure that I'm only viewing it from the one lens of the goal of the client. So I'm trying to get in my zone, and this flight attendant comes along and she's asking everyone if we want stuff, and I'm in my zone. I'm no thank you, or thanks, I'll have whatever. And she stops and stares at me. And I was yes. She was are you an actress? And I was no, I'm not. And I just smiled at her and I was no. She was you look just like an actress in this show that I watch. I was awesome. I just was trying to be nice and be okay, bro, I gotta go back to my work. But then she came back to me at the end of the flight, or before we landed, to tell me which show it was. She was you look like this girl from Law and Order something or other, and you were the bad sister. You were the not good sister. I was Jesus Christ, okay. So that was my something cool. I got asked if I was an actress while on the plane. It was funny. My something weird also has to do with this same trip. I wore these long floaty pants. They are so cute. They're from my sister's boutique, The Middle, and they're so awesome. They're comfortable, they're cute, they can be dressy or casual. I'm obsessed. And these are some of my favorite comfy pants. And when I ride on a plane, one, I will never wear a short. Never, ever, ever, because my legs sticking to the seat, I cannot do it. I can't handle it. And even wearing leggings, I don't know if it's just me, but after having 2 babies, I hate when things are pressing in on my belly for an extended period of time. And even leggings feel that way for me sometimes. Please let me know if that is you too. DM me on Instagram and be I hate a legging for an extended period of time as well, because I just can't hang. And these pants, they're so comfy. They're perfect. Dude, I didn't think about the fact that I would need to ride escalators in these pants. And the whole time, anytime I had to ride an escalator or go on one of those moving walkways, all I could envision was the bottom of the pant, because they're long and floaty, getting stuck in the escalator and then ripping off the entire leg and my butt cheek hanging out, and arriving in New Hampshire with my butt cheek out and one half of my floaty pants. So that was my something weird. It was pretty funny. My something lame also has to do with the floaty pants, wearing them in the airplane bathroom. That's all I'll say. It was the worst choice ever. So gross. So that's my something cool, weird, and lame. Let's go ahead and get into our creative conversation, shall we? How to get into the creative flow state when you're stressed about money. There are 4 steps, and I'm going to go into them in detail in just a minute, but I want to listen for you first. Step 1, you got to understand that this is normal. Step 2, you need to calm your nervous system before you create. And I'm going to give you a 5-minute strategy to help you do this. Step 3 is to remind yourself that content creation is a money-generating activity. And step 4 is to find the fastest and easiest way to create valuable content. So let's dive into these 4 steps. I'm putting my video coaching hat on. Here's what I would tell you if those exact words came out of your mouth. So, step 1, you need to understand and accept that it's normal. It makes sense to not feel creative if you're stressing about money. Maslow's hierarchy of needs supports this feeling. It's a motivational framework that outlines 5 tiers of human needs, and it's usually depicted in a pyramid. Basically, the framework says you can't focus on the next tier of motivators until you've satisfied the ones below it. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put it up here next to me. But if you are listening on the podcast, I'm going to do a quick explanation for you. So the base level, the very bottom one that you have to satisfy before you can go up to even thinking about the next one, is physiological. The needs on this level include breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, excretion. So like basic needs to be alive, okay? The next level up is safety. And this is where you are considering the security of your body, the security of employment, resources, morality, the family, health, property. So this is where that money stress lives. Okay, keep that in mind. The next level up is love and belonging, and that's where you consider friendship and family and sexual intimacy. Then the next level up is esteem. So this is talking about like your self-esteem, your confidence, respect of others, and respect by others. Then on the very tippy top, the last layer is self-actualization. This is where morality, creativity, spontaneity, problem solving, lack of prejudice, and acceptance of facts lives. So, with all of this being said, if we are stuck in money stress, we're stuck in that safety layer, or at that safety tier of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, okay? There's like 3 levels between that and creativity. Creativity literally lives in that top tier, so your feelings make sense. And the key to being creative, even if you're stressed about money, is to address those other tiers in between safety and self-actualization in the given moment right before you start your content creation. So even if it isn't a permanent solution, this still is going to work, okay? That's step 1, accept that it is normal. Step number 2, calm your nervous system before you create. Your nervous system might be keeping you in fight or flight mode, which makes it impossible to be creative. So it's important to find strategies and tools that make your nervous system feel safe and help you to regulate your emotions. Don't worry, I got you. Here's that 5-minute strategy I told you about that you can use to help elevate your status in Maslow's hierarchy of needs from safety to that self-actualization tier. Ooh, I'm so excited to share it with you. So you're going to do some affirmations and tapping, okay? The affirmations you're going to do while tapping are: I am safe, I am loved, I belong, I have value to share, and I am creative. Right after you do your tapping with those affirmations, you can write down 2 pieces of evidence that support each of those things in your journal. So I am safe, I am loved, I belong, I have value to share, and I am creative. And I want you to speak to each of those levels of needs. Like, go ahead and Google Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and it'll pop up with what those needs are in each of the layers. On that safety layer, explain why you're safe. 2 pieces of evidence that support why you're safe. 2 pieces of evidence that support that you're loved. 2 pieces of evidence that support that you belong, and 2 pieces that support that you have value to share. And then finally, 2 pieces that support that you are creative. Okay? This is going to help you rewire your brain in that moment, and it's going to make a huge difference in being able to jump tiers in Maslow's hierarchy of needs for the time being. Now, this is important. You want to use these tools right before you are about to create your content to prime your brain and your heart to be in the right place during the process. That's step 2. Step 3 is to remind yourself that content creation is literally a money-generating activity. So creating content that is creative is going to make you money. This will help you to reinforce that in your brain, the positive effects of content creation. And it might even motivate you to create content more often, even when you're not feeling creative. Because remember, my friend, the more that you create, the easier it is to become unstuck with your content creation. Getting good at being creative comes from putting in the reps. So quit waiting to feel inspired and just start creating instead. That's step 3. Step 4 is to find the fastest and easiest way to create valuable content. It's so easy to get bogged down or overwhelmed by video when you don't have efficient processes to create. If you don't have a fast and easy process for your video creation, I would love to teach you mine. I'm currently taking on new video coaching clients, and I would love to help you figure out the best content creation methods for you. Because, spoiler alert, they are not the same for every single person. Like, it's not a one size fits all kind of scenario. Some people prefer to do everything all at the beginning of the month and then they don't have to think about it until the next month. Some people need to create every day in small spurts, and other people need to figure out a completely different method. So when we work together one-on-one, we actually dive into your human design and like how you are naturally designed to work and what that capacity is for creativity, for systems and processes. So like clients of mine that I've worked one-on-one with, they go from taking 10 hours to write, film, edit a video to doing it in about 1. These processes and systems are so valuable, my friend. And it's gonna save you so much time and effort and energy. And it's gonna make content creation and getting creative to feel easier. So I can't recommend having a fast and easy process enough. That is step 4. If you like this episode, my friend, I'd love to see you share it out on your stories and like let me know what your biggest takeaway was. Because nobody wants to be stressed about money and nobody wants to not be able to feel creative, especially if you're feeling the pressure of like needing to make more money and you're like, well, I gotta make more content and I can't make money if I don't make content, but I'm not creative, so I can't make content, so I can't make money. It's just a cycle. So with that being said, my friend, thanks so much for being here with me. I had a blast with you, whether you're listening to me in your earbuds or watching with me on YouTube. I'll catch you in the next episode. Hey friend, thanks so much for listening. I hope you loved this podcast as much as I loved recording it for you. It would mean the world to me if you would share this podcast with your friends or on your Instagram story like, oh my gosh, I just listened to the Creative Minute podcast and it was so good. It means the world to me when you help get the word out there. And if you'd like to work together, head to shaunayurko.com to see all the great ways that we could connect and work together. Don't forget to follow the podcast, thecreativeminute.podcast on Instagram. Get educational content from me at shaunayurko, SHANAYURKO. Can't wait to connect with you, my friend. I will catch you in the next episode.